Hi guys, welcome back. So in this video, I'm going to be introducing to you all of the Oracle decks I have, and I'm going to go over them a little bit and tell you my likes and maybe my dislikes and things that might be interesting to me, and hopefully y'all enjoy it. So let's get started. If you watch my other videos, then you are familiar with the Angel Number Oracle. I've never shown the box before, but this is the box. And these are the cards. There's a lot of them, y'all. There are 56 angel number cards. Y'all know I like to use these in every one of my readings just as a little extra guidance. Sometimes I pull these just by themselves if I just want to get a quick vibe for my day. I really like them a lot. My only critique would be that sometimes I think the grammar and punctuation are a little off in them, which makes it kind of difficult to follow. At times, yes, I might have dyslexia, but a couple of them are written a little odd. But that's just my opinion on that. All right, so the second deck you're also familiar with if you watch my other videos, but you've never seen the box before. So this is the Messenger's Delivery Plant and Animal Oracle. And this maker is from Eugene, Oregon. I've only personally seen these decks in Eugene. I really felt drawn to it, even though the the illustrative style isn't really like my taste. I just really loved the messages, and so I went on the artist's website and I bought myself a deck. So here's the back, and y'all know our cards. Ooh. I really love the messages in this deck. I think that they're really insightful, and even when it's giving you like guidance to get out of something, I always feel like it's very optimistic. And who doesn't need a little like pick me up in their day? So I really enjoy this deck a lot, and I'm really happy to support a relatively local artist. And speaking about local artists, that leads me to the next deck. This is the Hedge Witch Botanical Oracle by Ciolo Thompson, who's located in Seattle. So she's a little more local to me than the Eugene, Oregon artist. I was drawn to this deck because it features a lot of native plants to the area, and not only does the book give you some guidance for each card, but it gives you a pretty lengthy description on the uses of the plant. So if you're into botany at all, herbology, whatever, this Oracle deck might be a really nice one for you. If you watched my previous video on my tarot decks that I use, you already got a glimpse at what some of her tarot decks look like. Very illustrative with watercolor. And I think she has one additional Oracle deck that is animals, but I am a botanical person, so I had to get the plant one. And I really enjoy these. I used to use them more than I do now, but I might bring it back now that summer is approaching, finally. But yeah, I really like this one. I guess my only critique for things that I would improve are some of the oracle descriptions are just like kind of vague and brief. And while I really appreciate all the botanical information, I would like an oracle deck that has a little bit more intuitive guidance to it. So that would be my critique on the Hedgewitch Botanical Oracle. All right. Next is the Untamed Elemental. I am all about mid-century and kind of more retro artwork, so I really was drawn to the aesthetic of this deck. It has a nice thick book that goes with it. This is created, I believe, by an Indigenous woman, so always happy to support our people of color that aren't represented enough. The imagery is just beautiful on these. And something that I find really fun in this deck is that she has the cards broken down by element. So she has the earth elements, the air elements, the water elements, the fire elements, and then she also has like an ethereal element. Let me see if I can find what she calls it. Oh, she just calls it the ether. Now, my only critique with this is I do feel like the card descriptions are very, I don't know how to explain it. Almost, it's like poetry. I like it, but I really want to pull an oracle just to get a better description of like what I'm reading. I don't know. Does that make any sense? It's been a long day. My brain is poo-poo. But so here's the butterfly card, okay? And let's read her butterfly section or part of it. So the butterfly stands for metamorphosis. The chrysalis trembles, a habitat palpitating with ardor. Ardor? See, I don't even freaking know what that word means. It is a theater of transformation materializing into form, with scales of painted wings, her pupil skin split into two. This is an unwinding, enveloped, I can't read. This is an unwinding, enveloped by devout effort, through which an emergence takes place. And it continues. So it just like talks about a butterfly in a poetic way. And then at the very bottom, it says what it stands for, if it's balanced, imbalanced, or what you should do to bring balance. So that would be my biggest disappointment when I purchased this deck, was that it seemed so thoughtfully done. But then like it really lacks depth as far as the meaning of why you pull the card. Like, I don't know. I don't need like a poem about the tree of life. Sorry. I feel like all discombobulated and kind of harsh today. Sorry, you guys, you know, the cycles are happening, so forgive me if I'm a little feisty today. So let's move on to this one, the Oracle of the Radiant Sun. Now, y'all, I did not have any idea what I was getting myself into. When I got this, I just thought that the cards were stunning. But let me tell you, this is for astrologers, okay? If you're into astrology, this is the Oracle deck for you. It's very in-depth. Too in-depth for me. I don't have that deep of an understanding. It has a very complicated book that shows different spreads for the 12 months of the year and how to pull and how to read for your particular person that you're doing a reading for. So it's almost like an astrological tarot deck. I don't know. It's very interesting. And there are 84 cards. Okay, I'm not going to go into all this detail about these cards because it's like too much. But I mean, the colors are beautiful. But each planet has a different shape. See how this one's cut into 3 sections, quadrants, okay? So you presumably know which shape goes with which planet, and that helps you to understand the reading of it. Again, the colors, the imagery, the illustrations, I just love how this deck looks. But I never use it because it's too complicated, and trying to navigate the book is a little complicated as well, because if you want to find the meaning of a specific card, you have to know which planet it is and go to the chapter on that planet and find that card so that you can see what the message is. So stunning, beautiful artwork. I never use it because it's very complex and I don't know enough about it. All right, almost to the end. The Oracle decks are pretty quick. So this one is Crystal Ball Pocket Oracle. It's only 13 cards. I was actually gifted this one. And it's almost more just like I don't know, not a Ouija board, but like the Magic 8 Ball, like it just says, let go. This is the sign. So very straightforward and not a whole lot of depth to it, and I would like my oracles to have a little bit of a deeper message to them personally. If you're looking for just kind of a should I do this, should I not do this, what do you think, then maybe this deck is for you, but I still appreciate the gift. And last but not least is the Odd Man Out. So this is Pixie's Astounding Lenormand. It's another tarot in a tin. I don't know if y'all are familiar with Lenormand. I typically use it more as a tarot deck, although you can use it as an assist like an oracle deck. It comes with a pretty informative, tiny little book. It's a little difficult to navigate because it's so tiny, but basically with Lenormand's, the image is very straightforward. The sun, the heart, the house. I love the illustrations and the colors of this particular Lenormand deck. But the Lenormands are really interesting because if you're pulling multiple cards, you would, I think, typically pull 3 or 6 maybe, and do rows. And then depending on the position of the cards, side by side, above or below, changes what the cards mean to each other. So it's much more blunt and to the point than a traditional tarot deck would be, in my opinion. You know, for example, you've got the whip. Okay, so here's the mountain. So in the Lenormand, the mountain is like a struggle, an obstacle in your way, something that you need to overcome. The whip is like strength and dominance. And so if you pulled the mountain first, and then the whip is to the right, then the whip would be in control of the mountain. So maybe saying that whatever obstacles in your way, there's a higher power that can overcome that or defeat it. It really just depends on which cards are next to each other, which can get a little complicated to read sometimes, but I do find it very interesting when I have the time to sit and play with it. But yeah, I was going to include this one in the tarot reading, but I had so many decks that I was like, we'll just toss the Lenormand in with the Oracle decks. So yeah, that is it for all of the decks that are currently in my possession. I appreciate you guys sitting with me, dealing with my discombobulation today. I just wanted to get this done on my day off, you know? You got to do it when you can do it. And I appreciate you for bearing with me, and I hope that this was enjoyable and insightful for you. And if you have any additional questions about any of the decks, please leave a comment down below and I will get back to you. Thanks so much. Bye.